football, bloody hell.
Old Trafford, this is the future of dreams. Will you please welcome...
Hello, welcome to the Busby Way Podcast. It's episode 13. United have just dismantled Tottenham at Old Trafford. But before we get into any of that, get your phone out, get your laptop out, give us a like, share, follow, subscribe on Instagram, YouTube, like Kobbie Pigeon, however you get in the podcast.
Unless you are on the Epstein files.
Yeah.
Do not like, subscribe or share if you are part of that.
Yeah, I mean, if you are on the Epstein files, you've got bigger issues in your life than whether you subscribe to this podcast or not. So moving on nicely away from that, Tottenham, how are you doing, Brad? You well?
At Tottenham, my name's Tottenham, I'm Brad, and I'm fantastic because Man United have won 4 games in a row. We're playing fantastic attacking football. We're not just dismantling teams, we're kind of picking them apart through brilliance and skill. And I'm being asked on Sky Sports, when's Carrick signing the contract? Can we win the league? And yeah, they're setting me up to fail. They want to make a meme out of me, you know. But I'm not letting that happen. I'm saying, let's take each game as it comes. But secretly, exclusive for the Busby Way Podcast, we're going to win the fucking league.
Yeah, it's official, isn't it? 21 is coming. And we're now entering the smug era of the podcast. We've had the downbeat version for the last 13 episodes. And now, because we've won a couple of games...
That Christmas episode was fucking
Jesus
horrific.
Christ, yeah. I think it was sponsored by Morrissey, wasn't it? It was like so sad. But no...
Methadone.
Yeah,
Sponsored by Methadone.
Yeah,
Those are the Methadone days.
Look at us all upbeat. Who do we think we are?
Those boys are cock-a-hoot.
I know, exactly. But yeah, we beat Tottenham. It's 4 in a row. Other teams around us are dropping points. It's all looking rosy in the garden at Old Trafford, isn't it?
Definitely rosy in the garden at Old Trafford. You know, the gardeners are out there preening the flowers. Kobbie Mainoo is looking like he's going to be in the England squad. You've got Luke Shaw, vibrant, and you've got Harry Maguire flying. Martinez doesn't look like he's going to get injured again, so I'm just going to say that and mean it, because if he gets injured again, it is now my fault.
Yeah.
But what I really love about this is we're not just shithousing wins, right? We're playing the Busby Way, and we're on the Busby Way Podcast.
What are the chances?
What are the chances? It's great. How do you feel about it, mate?
I feel like you speak to every United fan, there's a spring in the step, there's a new kind of energy around the club. It feels like the players themselves are buying into the way we're playing. Everyone's excited. Obviously, we're riding that new manager wave, and it's not going to last forever. We all know that. Like you said, the one certainty in football is you're going to end up losing matches at some point. Probably happen next season at this rate. But we are going to end up losing some matches. But I feel like it's just positive, and I'm enjoying it. I'm riding the wave. I don't care if we're keeping Carrick for next season. I don't care who's going to be starting up front for Tesco. I'm just enjoying watching United again.
It's just nice to have the feeling of being, a participant in the season, I guess. We had the Grimsby game, we had the Brighton game, we had the Amarin era, and it was kind of, even though there were steps forward, there was lots of steps back, and and now it just feels like we've got that bit of momentum, and that lad's getting his haircut. I don't want to jinx it by saying, oh, he's getting his haircut, but I've never wanted to see another man bald because of how I am, you know what I mean? As much as I want to see that guy lose all of his hair.
I don't think he should shave his hair. I think he should have a mohawk or something commemorative. I don't know, maybe shave Carrick's face in the back of his head. But just something a bit different. Bald head is too cliche. You need something a bit different.
No, I genuinely think it should be a bald head.
Yeah.
I think for the amount of stuff that's gone on, we deserve everything to go.
So he needs to look like a roll-on deodorant, is what you're saying.
It's like the DFS, last summer sale. Everything must go.
Yeah. Back hair, pubes, nostril hair,
eyebrows are going.
He can't float anymore.
That's it. He is giving it to charity as well. So he's giving it to charity. So, make sure your eyebrows go as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, joking aside, with the whole thing with the United strand, I know he's doing it for charity now, which kind of sweetens it a little bit, but it's just systematic of what a laughing stock this club's been at times over the last couple of years, and the fact that we're upbeat, joking about it now is really good to see, and it shows how much Carrick's kind of turned the corner at United, how much the fans are loving it. I thought yesterday Old Trafford seemed to be rocking. Everyone was enjoying the football, and the football is enjoyable. How are you feeling about it now, watching United? Are you looking forward to it more than you were? Or?
Not to quote the thick of it, but we are now emerging from the cellar, wondering if the beatings, will come again. Excited for the times ahead. We are climbing from underneath the rocks that we've been under. We've always been the type of fans that have been positive and supportive of the club, but it's just excitement. It's just joy. It's everything what you want. Our weekends are good. Long may it continue. I've never ever celebrated opposition in opposition games very much, but I celebrated that Brentford equaliser yesterday. It was incredible. Bournemouth, against Villa. I celebrated. I was like, come on. Come on, we're in the pocket. We're in the pocket. Come on, boys.
Well, this is it. I was saying it's quite a novel thing. I'm hurting my neck now because I'm looking above where we are in the league. I'm actually looking.
I was about to see. Oh, you okay, bro?
Oh no, it was a metaphor. Like the garden one before, it was a metaphor. But yeah, no, I am looking above at teams there, and obviously, maybe I'm getting a bit overzealous and excited, but I am looking at the teams above us, like your Villas and Man City, going, oh, could they drop points here? Could they drop points there? And I've said it before, probably off camera, but I think by the end of March we'll have at least spent 1 hour due to kick-off times and other times teams are playing at second in the league. Mate. End of March will be second at some point.
Are you getting your sort of your mathematic things out and just working out? You're Rain Man in it. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. And then I'm going to the casino afterwards and losing it all. No. But no, I feel like that's the kind of positivity we're getting at the moment. But the match yesterday. We dismantled Tottenham. Yeah, we didn't run away with a 5-0 win, 4-0 win. It was a bit closer than we all thought it was going to be. But I thought we played really well. There was some great football on there. We passing it around like ghost at one point. And we came away with a clean sheet again, which is great to see, and a couple of goals. So it was a good game all in all. And I know they went down to 10 men. And there was a lot of was it a red card or not? It was a blatant red, and but I think even before the red card happened, we were still all over them.
So I love that we are fair on this podcast, right? Romero's red card, Dallow's challenge against Man City. What's the difference?
Well, that I'm biased as fuck. That's the difference. No, I think there isn't much difference, but I also think the Dallow one probably would have ruined the City game, and I don't think that was ruining what was happening.
No, but I think the biggest difference, right? So I actually genuinely think that the Romero red card was a red card. The Dallow one wasn't a red card because he gets the ball. So he gets the ball, and it's a glancer, right, rather than a full, and the intent as well. But there's been loads of City fans, doing those things of seeing the foul, pausing it in the same place. What's the difference? Well, the difference was Romero's kicked through, and the Dallow didn't. It was very much glancing on the shin pad, and obviously, Doku recovered and played the full game. It was that bad of a challenge. Miraculous. He was writhing. And I know Casemiro did the same, but you know what? It was definitely a red.
I felt it was definitely a red, and I think he is a very good player, but he that's his 6th red card, and
Would you take him to replace Maguire?
At the moment, no. We're saying, I'm loving Maguire and Martinez partnership. It's like the big man, little man syndrome, but at the back, I'm loving it. They're playing so well at the moment. Maguire's in good form. I think I'd keep him at the moment.
I definitely would. I mean, I wouldn't definitely sign Romero. I mean, I've always looked at Romero as he's got that in him, but he's got a goal in him. But the one thing that puts me off him is the Maguire and Martinez partnership is almost like a yin and yang. Yeah. It would just be yang and yang. Two of them kicking each other, you know what I mean? and that's, the butcher and the blade. Rather
very Russian, the sneak
rather than the butcher and the vodka and Jaeger drinker, that's it.
No, Maguire's on top form at the moment, and we were talking a little bit, we've got it coming up later on about him and Martinez, but we might as well talk about it now while it's coming up.
Let's just
go crazy.
Let's go crazy and mess with the running order, bro.
What are we going to do? Mentalist. But no, I think them two are proven to be quite a partnership. Martinez is getting his fitness is back now, and he seems to be match fit in everything he's doing. And his ball playing ability has been insane. And Maguire is just still being that brick wall. And I think at the moment, I don't think any other they're staking a claim to never be dropped.
Well, I think the biggest change is the lack of change. So we've had one consistent back four in those 4 games. How good is that? Number one, that never happened under Ruben Amorim. 0 times. Well, firstly, he didn't play a back four, but we never kept the same team. So the consistency's there, and in the City game, his first game, there was tweaks that needed to be ironed out where we were exposed a couple of times, and those tweaks are slowly being worked on, and that's what happens when you get consistency. So you've got Dalot, who we've criticised him, we've also praised him. We've been fairly fair, but I think that was his best game in a Man United shirt. I think yesterday. I loved him in that game yesterday. That chance he set up for Cunha, he could have walked away with a couple of assists. He had a banging strike from distance. But he's being aggressive in his defending. And as much as the headlines will go to Martinez and Maguire, I think it's because the back five, the goalkeeper and the defenders, are working so consistently together. They're interchanging. There was times in build-up that Martinez was going over to the right-hand side of the defence and Harry Maguire was going on to the other side because they'd crossed over in the tackle, but they were comfortable in it. I just want this to continue. I caveat it with, you've proven you can play like this in a back four. Now let's go and continue to do it. That's the one thing where I'm saying to them right now, let's go on. Let's continue this run. Because we've done 4 or 5 games before, a couple of years ago or whatever, and we've not gone on to win anything or we've not gone on to compete. Now, we know this squad is good enough to do that. That was a crying shame under Amorim. We knew we were playing better than we deserved to be in a better position. Some of the results, little mistakes. But now, they've got the opportunity.
Yeah, it seems a bit like deja vu, isn't it? Because we've now... with Amorim, we had this really solid run where we had a lot of considered lesser teams that we were playing to stake our claim going up the league, and it seems like we're now back in that cycle again. We've got West Ham, we've got Everton, and it's just like we've proved that we can play this way, so we need to carry on. But I think some of the players yesterday really are just stepping up and showing them consistent levels. Big one is Mainoo yesterday. He was absolutely running the show. Tell me about Mainoo.
Kobbie. What I love about him is he wants the ball everywhere on the pitch. He's not afraid to get it in the tightest of spaces, and he keeps the ball. And he does this really great thing of passing it forward. He has been such a foil for Casemiro in that, Casemiro's not having to go long all the time. Casemiro isn't, a lot of the time yesterday, Mainoo was the furthest centre midfielder back, and Casemiro was pushing on. It wasn't causing us problems, and that was at 0-0. In fact, that's what gets Romero sent off. The fact Casemiro's the leading centre midfielder. So he's an intelligent player. He's one of England's best midfielders. He's certainly Manchester United's best centre midfielder. Obviously, Bruno Fernandes is a number 10. But it's so good that the youth and the future of Man United has been let back in the door and allowed to do his fucking job. That is, for me, we were talking, and I'm sorry about this. You can criticise. We can do a Roy Keane, but we need Kobbie Mainoo for the future of Manchester United. He's not a knobhead. Let's get him on the pitch. We were calling for it, weren't we? What do you think?
Well, I think that's an exclusive. He's not a knobhead, and I think we could put that on.
We can put
tomorrow.
Kobbie. You were not a knobhead.
We've never thought.
We've never thought you've been a knobhead. Your brother, a little bit for that T-shirt, even though it was effective. So thanks.
Yeah. But he is freed now. No, and I think he's showing his worth, and I think it's no because it's not supernatural that he's playing now and we're actually getting these results, playing in his natural position. Casemiro alongside him, the experienced veteran, it's a good, like you said, foil. They complement each other really well. And I think just the way we're playing and progressing the ball from our own box to their boxes has been incredible. It's like basketball at times.
It is.
And I think that's fundamentally one of the biggest changes I've seen with Carrick is we're exciting again. We're moving forward. We're pressing the ball further up the pitch in record time. And there was a point yesterday, I said it last week as well, it was very, very reminiscent of that famous goal against Arsenal, where in that
that's
kit,
where I'm wearing the kit, boys.
Yeah, but it's like where we get the ball and it's Tevez, Ronaldo, bam, and we're at the end of we're in the other box before you know it. And that's what we've been attacking. Like there was a point yesterday, very early on, the Mbemo goal shot very early.
After 35 seconds.
35 seconds, we've gone from everyone being at the back up there, got the ball up, and the support was flooding forward, and it just seems like we're now attacking as a unit and we're moving back to that old school football. And I think Carrick's definitely done wonders to implement that. But is that something you think that's systematic of football at the moment, that regression into older stat patterns of play and older styles? And do you think that's what's working for United?
I think we're in a bit of a golden age at the moment in terms of, well, everybody is trying to play a certain style of football, right? And when Leicester won the league, they played 4-4-2. And then 4-4-2 went away, right? Leicester sold Kante, Mahrez went to City. Leicester didn't have then the players anymore to play that system. And really, 4-4-2 disappeared. Man United are playing a 4-4-2, right? In and out of possession. Like, yesterday there was a very subtle change to it. Matchday called it out really, really well, where the two were really wide and then the others would drop it in, so it was more like a 4-2-4 at times. But we're effectively playing old-fashioned football, right? And the reason why it's being effective is the physical development of the players in this country are designed to play that way. We are fundamentally lacking big strikers, fast wingers, because everyone was coached to be number 10s. Everyone was coached to be, inverted fullbacks and all this. So there's opportunity here over the next couple of years to use players in the positions that they're meant to be used in instead of these round peg square hole thing that we've seen from multiple coaches. I mean, Arsenal are going to win the league this season, and they're playing a style of football that is kind of, if you look back and compared that team to any team 20 years ago, they wouldn't make it in the top 10 of Premier League winners. They wouldn't even stack up over Blackburn.
Yeah, it's interesting because they said that there was a thing about Scholes saying they'd be the worst team to win the league, right. And then someone was like, well, they actually ended up with more points than what they'd end up with more points than what United got at several times. But the thing is with that is what's up?
What's the score? What's the score in the City? 0-0 still.
Oh, because you were saying about Blackburn.
Oh, Blackburn.
Oh, right. I
said they were better than Blackburn. I said Blackburn were better. Come on.
Sorry, Carl just had
Producer Carl just had a brain fart because I was saying you were better than Arsenal. That Blackburn Rovers team, Alan Shearer's team, and Tim Sherwood. They would beat
Sutton. Let's throw Sutton and Colin Hendry in there. Chris Sutton. I'm sorry, the most boring man on TV. Yeah.
Sorry, Chris. But
apart from when I'm on Sky, to be fair. But no, we are looking like a better team. We are like being a bit of a throwback, and like football's getting less snobby at the moment, and it's all the better for it. I think we carry.
That's it. But aren't they getting annoyed that the football purists, or so they call it, they're getting annoyed at it? We're taking quick corners, and I kind of think that we're in this position now where we don't know how the rest of the season's going to go, but we're just going to enjoy the ride. I want to see the ride continue personally, because I think I've kind of hated football over the last few years. Not like despised it or anything like that, but there's been games where, like top games, it's not been Super Sunday classics where they go at each other. It's people fanning around with the ball at the back. Yeah,
and it's felt like a chore at times to watch. I mean, maybe you could just say you're just a Bayern United fan because we were getting beat and stuff, but it wasn't great to watch. it's like these over the Klopp and Pep era, they'd be like the Super Sunday they're playing, and it's like they're both just cancelling each other out, and it's just a bit mundane at times. But I feel like this kind of football we've been seeing lately, and it's not just us, it's other teams in the league, that it is kind of more exciting and more entertaining, and it's no surprise that we're seeing screamers from outside the box. Yesterday, look at the amount of shots United took from outside the area, how many there was compared to probably what we did at the start of the season, and that is like, obviously, we didn't score any of them, but you just know if every team's doing that, some weeks you're just going to get back to these top 10 goals again. How often do you see on your social feed, like, the top 10 goals of, like, 2003?
Barkley's era.
And you're just like, and you watch
two guys smashing one in.
Yeah. Pedersen,
Pedro Mendes, you know what I mean? Like,
but
absolute slammers.
But
that left back, Taylor.
Yeah, but what are we seeing at the moment? A couple of fucking passes and then Zubamende tapping in from the penalty spot. Like, what a move. Fuck that, mate. Get me a screamer from 40 yards.
Get me a screamer from 40 yards. Get me, a JJ Okocha jink. Get me something like that. Just brave football.
Yeah, and I'm sick of this, like, well thought out tactical passing. But that leads me on to that well thought out tactical passing for the corner that we scored off yesterday. Well, nothing as fickle as a United fan or football fan.
Good set pieces have always been part of the game. I think. You look, and I don't want this to be about slagging Arsenal off, right? But you watch how they do set pieces. It's literally see how many fouls we can get away with and put the ball into the net. Yeah. This was Bruno put his arm up, Mainoo made a run, flicked the ball, Brian and Mbeumo passed it in. There was nobody being held. Yeah. There was nobody jumping on the goalkeeper. It was just a clever run. It was just football pure. Pure football.
That's it. And
beautiful.
That's it. If you had to have backing music to that, it would have been a beautiful, like classical track for Arsenal. It's the Wurzels. No, but it was a great move. It was a fantastic move. Whereas Arsenal's is like just lump it in over the best. And I don't mean to have a go at Arsenal because he's not the only ones doing it. But what a move that was, and it was a beautiful goal.
If United can't win the league, who do you want to win the league?
Villa at the moment, but the only team in that top six who I've got no natural
allegiance to.
I think every single one.
That's a good answer, actually. Villa.
I think that they're the good answer because that keeps every camp unhappy, apart from them. But
how funny would it be if Arsenal didn't win this league?
Do you know what?
Because Arsenal fans are the worst.
Do you know what? I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered if they don't win the league. If we're not going to win the league, it's kind of, for me, I'm kind of numb to other teams winning the league. Apart from, like you say, if it's going into the last couple of weeks, obviously I want Villa to win. But obviously we'll be up there, so I want us to win. Yeah. But I'm not like that disgruntled if Arsenal do win the league. I'd rather they won it than City or Liverpool, I must say. And that's the lesser of four evils there.
And I want to be dead fair. When we were talking about teams that don't play well, and you mentioned Klopp before, I actually quite liked his football. I just hated it was Liverpool, Yeah,
of course,
they played some really good football. I'd take a league full of Liverpools over a league full of Cities. Do you know what I mean?
But that was it. It was, I think, with the Klopp and Pep thing, Pep was like, I'll pass it around all day long. Klopp was like, we'll just have a fucking go at you. And that's a little bit like that swashbuckling football that United are playing at the moment. And that's why we're going to win the league at a canter this season.
It's a canter.
At a canter.
We're 12 points behind.
Oh, mate, and that's going to make the comeback even sweeter.
But it would be, if we did come back, right, I really want to know. I'd ask Mikel Arteta, was it a rabbit or was it a duck? You know what I mean? I want to know.
Mikel Arteta, I don't know if you watched the Amazon thing.
I didn't watch it. I've seen clips of it because that's what's been shared.
What he did at the start of last season was he took them all for a meal and then got pickpocketers in dressed as waiters to pick the pockets. He's like, that's it, boys. You've got to be alert this season. Obviously, Liverpool went on and won the league that year. But yeah, I do like his kind of gumption and his kind of, I'm going to try some crazy stuff. But if it doesn't come off, you just look like that mad guy on the bus, don't you?
No, I know, but we kind of we could joke about those things, but what is he up against? Well, he's up against Manchester City, who can spend what they want, they can sign who they want, and they can spend like 400 million in a January transfer window or 200 million or what it was. So you kind of got to think outside the box a bit. So I don't necessarily mind it, you know.
I think there's a time and a place to think outside the box, but I think what Carrick has showed and what I think United
Patrick Dorgu thought outside the box against him.
There you go then. No, but I think what we've shown at the moment and what other teams are showing is football's a simple game. Like, you don't need to overcomplicate it. Like you said, round pegs and round holes, playing in the right positions.
Yeah.
You running forward, you run forward, you run back. You do that. And I think if everyone just knows what they're doing in a simplest fundamental term, like, you get good football out of it. If you do overcomplicate it, the average footballer's IQ, I'd imagine, isn't much higher than mine. So I'd imagine they struggle with overcomplicated instructions. Everyone does. So the more simple it is, and the more effective you can be, I suppose.
Are you telling me Luke Shaw doesn't know how to underlap, overlap, and get back?
I don't even think he can spell them.
Oh, dear.
No,
Luke, we love you.
Of course you can. But I'm just saying, football can be just made simpler. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated. You don't need to be looking at a picture of a chicken, a duck, or whatever, and I'm saying this is you. Like, what does this like ink blot mean to you? What can
Someone's read a psychology book for Christmas and thought, oh, I think
psychology toilet paper I had actually.
Someone's read Arteta read a psychology book and then was like, oh, do you know what? I think I'll throw a bit of that in.
Yeah. One of his mates has gone, I bet you a tenner you can't fit this into your team talk. He's like, fucking watch. But no, yeah, we are looking better for it, and we are joking about 21's coming, winning the league and stuff. Probably with more hope than faith in that. But how far do you think United can push with the way we're playing at the moment?
As in where our ceiling is?
Yeah, where we ending this season?
It's so, like, I hate predicting further than 5 games, right? Because you kind of look at your next 5 games, you see where the injury situation is. You know, I don't know when Patrick Dorgu's going to be back. They say 10 weeks, which is practically the end of the season. I think Man United will be in and around the top 2 of the Premier League. Okay. I genuinely think we will be up there. Unless Carl is saying to me that City have scored. No. Good. Right.
There you go then.
There you go. We are recording this during the Manchester.
Oh my God, that's the best free kick I've ever seen.
Okay.
So
Liverpool goal.
Liverpool are 1-0 up now.
Liverpool are 1-0 up against Manchester City, which is kind of good for us.
It's good for who was it? It's God Slabberside. Yeah, I think that's good for me because my prediction of being second at some point behind March, at the end of March, is coming to fruition. So Liverpool winning again, but that's just where the league's been this season. It's been so up and down. No team has been consistent, and it gives us opportunities. So if we keep winning games and these kind of games happen, and Liverpool next week get beat by Burnley or wherever they're playing, things are looking good for us.
Things are looking good for us. I think for us to be anywhere near around it, we need the players who are starting at the moment to remain consistent, but we also need the others to step up. So we need our Sescos to come back to the party. We need Xerxes as well to come to the party as well. I want to see some stuff from Shea Lacey as well. I know he's in and around it. I really liked his little cameo a few weeks ago, and I'm desperate for him to get back in because the lad had quite a few injuries and he got his chance and it was kind of snatched away by Simon Hooper.
Yeah, made it about himself.
He made it about himself, the fucker.
What did you think? The fucker. What did you think of Fletcher yesterday's little cameo? Good to see academy player.
I was happy for him because there was some horrible shouts that it was all nepotism. And actually, Darren Fletcher has probably not wanted that. In fact, I have been told that he did not want that, at all. And he basically didn't want to coach them, but he has to because they're there. So it's really difficult. He didn't want them to be in that position. And look, we signed them back from Manchester City because they're class players and they're showing it. They're getting the opportunity. Now, there are other lads in and around that under 18 squad and the under 21s that could push for an opportunity. Thwaites is one of them, but he's had his injury, so that's why he's not in there. So you've also got Sekou Kone, who's gone out on loan. So United fans need to trust the coaches who see the players on a daily basis and back them, no matter what name it says on the shirt.
Yeah, I think it's good. The current kind of Carrick being involved at the moment,
Yeah.
he's always been, when he's been at United, kind of been in and around the youth setup and stuff, so
Yeah.
is Fletcher and stuff. So I think it is a good sign that we're going to be keeping these kind of players in and around the first team, whether or not everyone are going to break in and become the first team players, but it's good to have, as a young player, that experience of being around Old Trafford and giving them a shot.
Yeah, I think it's very important that Michael Carrick continues to play the young players, right? Because we know we've got to go after a midfielder in the summer. We know Casemiro's gone, but we also know that we can't sign 4 midfield players. And if the new midfield player that we sign gets injured, we need someone to step up. We'll have Champions League football, touch wood. We'll have European football, touch wood. So we'll need the squad. So outside of Ugarte and Mainoo, we'll need the younger players to come in, because you can't sign 4 centre midfielders or 3 centre midfielders to come into that. So the youth team is needed. So he needs to keep pushing the youth, and he will, because he knows the DNA of the club. And yeah, but just going back to the Spurs game yesterday, who were your standout players? Tell me your top 3.
I think Mainoo, obviously, I think he was my man of the match. He's absolutely solid. I really loved him yesterday. I felt like he had a bit.
His tracking back was lovely.
Yeah, it was great to see. I think, do you know what? This is what I'm really loving about United at the moment. You can make a case for any of them being the man of the match at the moment. Whereas, and what we've had in recent years is Bruno was good today. We did all right as well, and he did all right. Now it's like, he was solid there. He didn't make any mistakes. Dallo, I thought, was great yesterday.
He was great.
Like I think Bemo, like Bruno, I don't like ever putting Bruno in my man of the match, because it's a given that he's man of the match.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
but you've got to give it. You can't. You know, I don't think he was man of the match.
No,
I think Kobbie. I think Kobbie was.
Yeah, definitely.
But then I think Casa was up there, and then it's so difficult to the difference before was Bruno was on always an 8 out of 10, and then you were picking a 6.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? A 6 or a 5. Everybody is at the 8 to 10 level. My fanalysis was Carrick has had 400s.
Yeah.
I've given him the top marks every time because it's been refreshing to watch.
I felt yesterday. His in-game management was not as pivotal in other games as it has been. But what he did was he brought in players who haven't been getting games and giving them that rotation. He wasn't bringing on players to win matches or to change the game, because we were kind of coasting. But it was like, Fletcher, you come on, have a bit of taste of the good life.
Yeah.
And you need minutes. Mazraoui, you need minutes. And he made subs to kind of not to see the game out, but just to kind of rotate and keep things fresh. And I think that's important in management.
Well, looking to the West Ham game, we've got a game in 2 days. Woo! It's the first and last time we're going to be saying that for a long time until next season. So you needed to bring off players. He took off Shaw. He took off a few others, and that's what you needed to. It was he's not been rotating the back 4 like Cameron did. He
rotated mid-match and everything.
Oh my days, that was just, it's confusing. And the stats are we conceded. We were up there in the top, basically the bottom 3 of conceding late goals under Amorim. So that's something that Carrick has to improve on, and he has improved.
Well, he's kept the same amount of clean sheets in 4 games as we kept all season before it.
Yeah.
Insane stat there.
Do you want another beautiful stat?
Tell me
We've
more.
now scored more goals than we did in the entirety of last season.
Yeah.
We've now won more games than we did in the entirety of last season. And Man United are going to win the fucking league.
Yeah, that's a great
That's
stat.
a great stat.
I did see one about Carrick, and I can't be asked getting my phone out to get it up, but it was like his last 7 games, he's beaten Emery, he's beaten Pep Guardiola, he's drawn against Arteta, and it was like all the managers he's beaten, and he's had a great run as manager for United.
What's his ceiling?
Carrick's, do you know what I'm going to say here? Like, everyone's like, well, you can't win the league with Carrick, you can't do that, and I think what we're seeing now in this day and age with managers is you look at Company. Right? He did okay with Burnley in the Championship, and then he did crap with him in the Premier League.
Yeah.
But what they said was, we like your ethos, we'll put you with a good bunch of players, see how you perform. And obviously Bayern Munich's different beast because you just know they're going to win the league and all that kind of stuff. But you can put like kind of unchallenged managers into good environments, as long as their philosophy's right. Look at Alonso and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think his ceiling could be at United. He could potentially win a league. I think I've not got a big enough litmus test for him at Old Trafford to kind of believe that he will, but I just don't see that he couldn't. Do you know what I mean?
I think that the Michael Carrick appointment is a Manchester United style appointment. The reason is Sir Alex Ferguson, when he was brought in, he wasn't like the most known manager. In fact, he was brought in from Aberdeen, right? Yeah, he'd won European glory for Aberdeen, but the club gave a young up-and-coming manager a chance. Now, Michael Carrick didn't rip up any trees for Middlesbrough, right? He got them playing good football and he got them back up near to the top, but it didn't quite work out. But he's walked in, he's a young, hungry manager, he's walked in and he's won his first 4 games. If he continues in this way, then why wouldn't you give a young manager the opportunity? Why do we have to go to the tried and tested? How's that worked out for us?
Well, there's no guarantee if you got a Tuchel you win the league. There's no guarantee.
People sort of beat us with the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer stick, but actually, as a fan, it was the best football we've watched post Alex Ferguson. We lost the final, but a game is over 40, 50, 60 games a season. I much preferred the football for Ollie than I did for Jose, right? I much preferred the Ollie football than I did for Van Gaal. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I much prefer the Ollie football than I did for Ten Hag. Those 3 managers won stuff, right? But the time, the enjoyment, being a football fan, watching it, yes, I still want the trophies, and we nearly got there with Ollie, but I think Carrick could do something similar, but get us over the line, I hope.
Yeah, I don't bet it. I wouldn't bet against it. I think, like you said, with the Ollie stuff, I think he was undone by his signings with Ronaldo and stuff. And I think he was going well before then. I think Carrick's got it in him to potentially win a trophy. But if you want to flip it on this side, if you were Carrick, you've put yourself in the shop window all season. You get us into top 4. Let's just say you get us into top 4, and you came in as interim manager. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he turned around and went, "No, I've done my job," and then walked away, because we're just sail off into the sunset.
Well, he's not going to sail off back to the Championship, is he?
No, but he can definitely say, "I did my job at United and I did it solid," and then it's pure. Then it's untouched. Ollie got us second and third and stuff, and then carried on, and it kind of ended 1-1 now. By
1-1. Who scored?
Bruno
Fernandes.
Sorry.
Bernardo Silva.
Yeah,
oh, God.
So 1-1. That's what we're after.
All we need now is a bit of a brawl to happen.
Right.
Nobody gets injured, but everyone gets sent off.
Everyone gets drug tested.
Everyone...
They find ketamine in them. They're all suspended for the rest of the season.
They're suspended for the rest of the season, and they drop points. You know what I mean? And you're playing weird people in different positions.
This is a mad fixture, City and Liverpool at the moment, because obviously I don't want either of them really to win, but for obviously different reasons. Because obviously City are above us, it's like we could maybe catch them up. It's like Liverpool are behind us, like and maybe they can catch us up. It's a very difficult one. Obviously 0-0. 0-0's fine, but it's 1-1 at the moment, so...
We just need to carry on doing what we're doing, because we are the form side. How good does it sound?
Yeah,
we are the form side. We're like that horse that in the National that's like, everyone's gone, it's like 50-1 or whatever. Everyone's slagged off, it's had its best days, but we're jumping over those fences, and we just, we've got Ryan Moore on it, do you know what I mean? Whipping it, giving it a good hit.
Yeah, that's it. Well, Arsenal's one's in a tent, gun on it like that. No.
Horse racing is a bad sport, by the way.
But I love horses. I love horses. Clip that up. Love horses, mate.
Ruud van Nistelrooy was my favourite player.
I love horses almost as much as you love Match of the Day. So moving on then, obviously, like you said, it's all about how we're going. We've now got West Ham coming up next. West Ham, big game. If we win that 5 in a row, haircut, with well-documented haircut.
I'm never telling you stories before the podcast ever again. Please don't. Yes, West Ham United are next up. Obviously, the last time we played them, we got undone. We got undone. But it's at the bottom. It's right. We'll beat West Ham. We'll move forward. I think he's going to go with the same team. Although, again, like I said last week, like I'll say next week, I would like to see Benji start.
Yeah.
Like, Benjamin Button needs to go on that pitch. You know what I mean? We need to see him earlier. They've got a really, really turgid, slow defence. And we need to have somebody who's quick who can like unlock it a little bit in there. And also get the headers because they can't jump either.
Well, maybe, but I don't think... I think you stick with this A team and get Sesko starting against Everton. When we played Everton this season, we were getting the ball into the box. So I think Carrick does an absolute Fergie. I'm not playing you this game, but make sure you're ready.
Make sure you're ready for
Make
Everton.
sure you're ready, Sam. That's Fergie. That. I'm sure you
definitely wasn't Michael Carrick.
No, yeah. But I think
Michael Carrick's more by a Grove lad.
How are you? Get you in the fucking Everton game, mate.
Get ready for the Everton game, mate.
You fucking bastard. No, but yeah, I think he's.
I'm blind, Nick.
Can he see?
Can he see
you starting, pet? But yeah, I think Sesko starts.
This has gone to the dogs.
I know, yeah. It did from episode 3, mate.
Yeah, that's it.
Surprised we're still going limping on. But I think it's I think genuinely West Ham, same formation, we attack with speed. Their defence has been so vulnerable all season, and I think we can get at them there. And I think Sesko, you save him for starting against Everton, and I think that's the way to go with it. But either way, out them 2 games, do we come out with 6 points?
Yes. Score prediction?
West Ham, I think we get a good 3-1 against 3-1.
I'm going for West Ham United 0, Manchester United 2.
Cool.
Okay, and for Everton?
Everton,
the Dave Moyes derby.
We're at Hill Dickinson, aren't we?
Yeah.
I think that one is a 1-0 to us. I think that's a quite tight one. I think as well, we are getting very carried away with how well we're playing, but like football isn't. It's not.
Football has its way of sideshow bobbing you. Do you know what I mean? Walking into that rake and getting it smacked on your face. But we're riding the wave, so let's throw out a 4-0. I think somebody's going to get trampled.
We've been due a fucking 4-0 since the second game of the season. But
we have been due one.
All right then, mate. Fuck it. We haven't beaten West Ham 4-0. You convinced me. Even though it is going to be 3-1. No, I think that is one thing we have been lacking this season, that just absolute mammoth win. And I think there's been games where we should have done that. Burnley should have been one, like that early doors of the season. Fulham should have been one.
And how do we win the game against West Ham? So what's the, where do you think the win's going to come from?
I think the win comes from Kuda and Abemo in that game. I think it's just attacking with speed, getting at them. Their defence is so vulnerable and stuff. I think our defence has been so they've started coming to a bit of form, to be fair to West Ham, and I think they do have goals in that team, but I think there's enough. I'm confident there's enough for us to keep them out for long periods of the game. I think they will probably get a goal against us, which wouldn't be the end of the world, but I think it's Mbemo and Kuna who are going to be pulling the strings in that game. Speed is the name of the game, I think.
And I think similar, like with the Everton game, I think the way Manchester United win that game is attack with speed, attack with purpose, get the ball into the box. I do agree with you. I think Sesko will probably be saved for that start. But, I think we have to continue this vein of form of actually going for teams, because we've not sat back. We've not been passing the ball around at the back. Everything's been passing with purpose. The second the line breaking passes stop is the second that we drop off.
Yeah, and it's now a score update from Cal. It's now 2-1 to
Man City.
2-1 to Man City.
Penalty.
Of
course it was.
Penalty. Okay.
Oh yeah, fair.
Right.
No, I think that's where we do it. We attack with speed. We beat them. We win. Get 6 points out of these. Move up the league. Hopefully Villa drop a few more points as well.
Well, it looks like Champions League's looking more certain now. Manchester City's beaten Liverpool, so let's move on and let's wrap up here.
Let's wrap up. Yeah, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Please give us a like, share, subscribe, and follow, and all that kind of good stuff. Just makes us feel better about ourselves, really.
You make my day.
Mine too. All right,
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure, guys.
Football, by the hell. This is the interim dream. Will you please welcome